2025 isn't over yet, but have you figured out approximately how much you're going to pay in federal income tax? My name is Paul Vasquez with Tax Lab, and you need to become an ethical millionaire. Here are a couple of quick and dirty ways for you to figure out what your taxes, your federal income tax, is going to be for 2025. Now, these methods aren't meant to be accurate, but just to give you an idea if you've paid enough in taxes, or if maybe you want to look at some additional strategies to figure out how to properly and legally lower your tax rate with the rules. The first way is just to take however much money has come in for the whole year, add that all up real quick. You can ballpark it, and then look at the tax bracket that money would fall into. Yes, we're in a progressive tax system, so you're not actually taxed on that full amount, but we're just getting a ballpark figure to try to figure out whether or not you've maybe paid enough in taxes or you're going to owe a little bit more, and maybe you should make that estimated payment before January 15th. Now, you can also deduct from that amount, that income amount, the standard deduction, whether you're single, married filing separately, or head of household. And then I'll get it a little bit more accurate, but you're still kind of in a ballpark range. Now, that second method would be to, instead of looking at the tax brackets, go ahead and take a look at last year's tax return and do what would be considered your effective tax rate. So what you do is you look at how much money came in the door, you look at how much they charged you or figured your taxes would be, you divide that and divide the little number by the big number, and that's going to give you a percent, and that's your effective tax rate. So that kind of includes the standard deductions and any other deductions that you would normally take. So that's kind of your effective tax rate there. How much did you end up paying for the whole year in taxes? That's your effective tax rate when you divide that by your total income. So that kind of gives you a ballpark figure, including all the deductions that you normally take, or at least that you took last year. And then multiply that by your income for this year. So that gives you kind of a ballpark figure, so you know going into 2026 how much taxes you may owe for 2025. To get more accurate, you may need a year-end consult where we kind of take a look at past tax returns, current income, and we get a little bit more specific with some recommendations on things you may be able to pull off before the end of the year to reduce that tax rate. Now, it's going to get harder and harder the closer we get to December 31st to actually do anything that's going to affect that. You have to actually do the stuff that you're supposed to do. That's the difference between tax planning and tax fraud, right? Is that you've actually done the things that you're supposed to do to get the tax break. Tax fraud, you're kind of lying about it. So we don't help you with that. We just help you with knowing what a plan is. We can help you execute it as well, if so desired. Go to lab.tax, click on 15 minutes for a free introduction to these services. Or if you're just looking for a little moral support along the path, go to lab.tax, click on the Tax Lab Club. Or if you want to go directly there, taxlab.club. Hope to see you there, and I wish you guys all the success.